Hello, my name is Heidi Waldock. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also the owner of Bridging Hope Counseling. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. This is our Facebook Live video, and today I'm going to be talking about surviving the holidays, 4 tips for enjoying the holidays, tips from a therapist. I think some of us are at very different places, and some of us love the holidays, some of us don't. Some of us find that it's very warm and cozy, and some of us get triggered. Some of us have very uncomfortable memories from holidays, and other of us, you've been watching the Hallmark Channel since the beginning of October. I myself do enjoy the holidays. I have little kids, so there's a lot of excitement for me. But as a therapist, I do recognize that people are at different places. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the holidays because people around me are not. It means that I have compassion for them. And so I'm going to talk about a little bit of that today. So who we are, Bridging Hope Counseling, and we have a YouTube channel. We'd love for you to head on over there and subscribe to our channel. We're on Facebook and Instagram and also on Twitter. We are a mental health group that's located in Minnesota. We have offices in Rogers, Lino Lakes, and Buffalo. We do telehealth and in person, so we do both, and we take insurance. So I know mental health is definitely something that is needed right now, and something that's very, very important. So I felt that it was important to come on and talk about this before, I know Christmas Eve is tomorrow, but I just really felt like I wanted to come and talk on this. Because we're all at different places, and it's important for us to be able to be comfortable and know, how can I navigate, how can I enjoy the holiday season when there's so many different beliefs and views around me, that how can I continue to be me? So wherever you land on the spectrum of holiday cheer, we're going to give you some helpful tips today. And I want to share that some of what I'm sharing today is from a blog that one of our new therapists, Lindsay Deans, wrote. So I have some of what I'm speaking today taking from her, and some of it is from my own. So the first thing for surviving the holidays and enjoying the holidays is to don't let perfect steal your joy. Some of you may have grown up in an environment where before an event, before a holiday, before something, it was very stressful because you'd be running around trying to get everything clean, and it's that heightened stress right before something happens, and everything needed to be perfect. And when everything needed to be perfect, it kind of took away from you enjoying what the event was actually going to be, because you were so focused on the stress of what was happening. So some of us, it can be hard for that. So a quote by Brene Brown is that because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. So the first thing is that we have to be able to allow ourselves to be accepted with ourselves, so that we can be able to enter in this joy and know that other people, they get to try to be perfect or whatever it is that they're doing, but we need to be okay with our imperfections. Okay, so if you don't have time to bake the pie, go buy it. All right, if you didn't have time to pick up, throw some stuff in the closet. It's okay. Give yourself permission to not be perfect. All right, we have some messy things. Even open up to some people around you. If there are some things where you're kind of struggling with, open up with people. And they might say, yeah, me too. I've been struggling with that too. I think sometimes we think we have to present ourselves as perfect, and we're not. And it can steal the joy that we can have from connecting with someone else. So number 2 is to give yourself some self-care during this holiday season. I think this is really important, and some people actually struggle with this because they think, well, I'm not important, so why would I give myself self-care? So we have to come back to that. You are important, you are valued, you are worthy. And starting with believing those things and seeing that it's okay if you're struggling with something. It's why it's important to check with a counselor or a friend. But self-care looks different for everyone. Some, it could be kind of sitting next to a cozy fire with your dog and a coffee, and just chilling with a cozy blanket. For me, I really like I exercise is important to me, and I also really like journaling. It's very relieving for me, and that's my self-care. I would love to read more, but because I have little kids, I have to choose what is my self-care, and I really know that that's something that's fulfilling. Maybe you like to walk outside, listen to music, read a book, connect with friends, give gifts, maybe have a warm bath with a candle. You have to think about what it is that you need for self-care and take the time for it. Even if it's 10 minutes, it's really important, and it's very, very relieving for your soul. The other thing is to give yourself a gift. Okay, I think sometimes we think, oh no, this is time for giving gifts. Yes, you can give yourself a gift. You don't need to feel guilty for treating yourself. What is that one thing that you really wanted? Go buy it for yourself. Okay, so I think it's good to do that. So number 3 is to practice boundaries. Holidays can be hard for us with many different reasons, but sometimes we have difficult relationships with our family members or even some other loved ones, and it's very important to understand boundaries and learn how to be able to navigate them. Dr. Henry Cloud is quoted saying that boundaries help us keep the good in and the bad out. Setting boundaries inevitably involves taking responsibility for your choices. So unfortunately, if somebody else is making a choice that isn't very useful and very helpful for you, you are the one that has to make the choice and make the boundary. And I think this is where we can kind of get messed up, because we're like, well, they're the ones that has the bad behavior. Why should I have to change? Well, because they're not changing, and you can't do anything about what they're doing, so you're left with you. And if you don't change where you're at, now we have 2 people with bad behaviors. And so this is why boundaries are important, and why it's helpful to see, okay, they end, I begin. Okay, this isn't helpful when I engage in them. And it's not that they have bad intentions. This is what can be hard. It's like, well, it's my mom or it's my sister. It's somebody that's really important to you. So you struggle with, that's bad behavior. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It means that the behavior is not useful. It's not helpful for you, and it's not helpful for them. So let's have some boundaries, and let's not engage. We still love them. We still care about them, but we're going to have some boundaries with that behavior. Okay. So boundaries is a tough thing. Henry Cloud had some great videos, so look more into that. But it's important to be able to kind of recognize this. And then also, if you're not comfortable with meeting, that's okay too. You got to be able to let yourself be okay with wherever you're at. I think this year people are at such different places, and we've got to be able to just be okay. Okay, this is my boundary, and this is what I'm comfortable with, and allow other people to have their boundaries. Not judge people because you're thinking, oh, I can't believe that they're thinking that or they're saying that. That's who they are. Who cares? Let them be who they are. Let other people be, let yourself be who you are. Okay? We get to be responsible for ourselves and take care of ourselves, and we are worthy of that. Okay? Number 4 is to remember that everybody has a story. Chris Valentin is quoted, this is a quote from Chris Valentin. He says, compassion disarms shame so that we can build genuine connections with people. I'm going to say this again because I really like this quote, and I think it's kind of hard for us to be able to step into this and really dive in, especially when there's uncomfortable things going on the other side. Compassion disarms shame so that we can build genuine connections with people. So when we have compassion for other people and we recognize that they have a story and there's a reason why they're thinking or believing what they're thinking and believing, this can actually take away the shame that we might be feeling ourselves. Okay, because what happens is we look at someone else and we're not compassionate and we're judging them, then shame actually starts to increase within us. And so then it makes us feel worse. And so when we can have compassion for someone, even if we don't like what they're believing or what they're thinking, it can actually increase comfort within us. And we actually have more joy within us because there's less of that shame of thinking I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, because that's what shame is, that I'm not good enough. And it can create a connection that we have, like, wow, I love you. Even though I don't like what you think or what you believe, I genuinely love you because I have compassion and I can see why you're thinking that or why you're believing that. And we get closer. And when we get closer with other people, we're actually more joyful ourselves. And we allow ourselves to be able to just be wherever we're at. So there's, like I said before, there's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of different things that can be on the news or in social media that can really kind of impact our mood or how we're seeing other people and even ourselves. It can get really overwhelming and it can kind of take over us. So just notice some of those negative emotions and just start to think, can I have compassion for them? I don't like what they're thinking or what they're saying, but can I have compassion? We need to remember that everybody has a story just like us. You believe what you believe because of some reason. There's some reason why you are where you're at. And we've got to honor that. We need to honor other people, okay? Don't let other people's choices or thoughts impact you. Respect each person. They get to be who they are just like you get to be you, okay? This allows us to actually let go of the stress. Like, oh, okay, I can be me. I don't need to be somebody else. And we can allow other people to be who they are too. So whether this year you're feeling really, really excited about the holidays or you're kind of feeling like a Grinch, I'm not, but I actually have a Grinch shirt on. You can see I'm wearing a Grinch shirt today, even though I am excited, but my kids love the shirt. It's really important that we can remember to take care of ourselves. We have boundaries. We remember that it's okay to be imperfect. Give ourselves permission for that. We can do that by showing up authentically, okay? Embracing those boundaries, practicing self-care. We might feel pressure to do something like I have to feel joy even though I'm not. Let that go, okay? And let's say you are feeling joyful and you feel bad for being joyful. Let that go too. It's okay to embrace the joy, or if you're not in that joyful place, it's okay. Wherever you are at, give yourself permission to be where you're at, and it's okay. All right? And even so, when we truly see who we are and we truly who other people are at, we do feel loved and we feel appreciated. So I think it's important. Lucille Ball is quoted saying, to love yourself first and everything else falls in line. She says, you really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. I love that. So from all of us at Bridging Hope Counseling, we wish you a very blessed holiday season, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.